Gemini, you've been feeling stuck between a rock and a hard place for a hot minute. But I just need you to know, trouble don't last always. That Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius was pretty intense for you. I know that. Life has been pretty fucking intense for you lately. But in Aquarius season, there will be relief. There will be levity. There will be a lightness that comes in, a breeziness. And I feel like you're moving inch by inch, closer and closer back to that easy breezy, beautiful version of you and version of your life. Take a look around a little bit. You're going up. Moving on up. Hey, maybe to the east side. Let's see. Yo, 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 what is up? Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Gemini, 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 Gemini. I haven't gotten the Gemini dance in a minute. I feel like that's a good sign. I really do. What's up? It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again for the general tarot reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aquarius season 2025. Coming at you live from Oahu. Well, not live, but you know what I mean. That Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, that full moon in Gemini, I feel like a lot of you are still recovering from it. And the recovery gets easy when you stop overthinking it, overthinking all the lessons and all the things that happened, and you let yourself feel what happened and not just feel it, but extract the data from the darkness and integrate the lessons. I feel like you guys are out of the place of thinking and we're moving towards feeling and figuring out what does true integration look like for you. How do you integrate the uncomfortability that you've experienced recently? How do you integrate the wisdom and implement new behavior? Mercury and Capricorn. Be sure to check out the Aquarius season astrology video. That's going to have all the important astrological dates in it. But on January 27th, Mercury goes into Aquarius. You know, I'll put you on game. During Aquarius season, Mercury transits Aquarius and Pisces. And I feel like this is the best time for the integration to really like be processed and stick. And there's this implementation of new behaviors. There's this like new awareness, new knowing, which is going to lead to a new believing. Mercury in Aquarius is I know. Mercury going into Pisces is the mind learning how to believe. You know, you feel me? Okay. So, I've always wanted to film here. I've always wanted, this is across the street from where my boo lives. And I've always wanted to like sneak back here and film. This place is just like so cute. And these stairs are everything to me. These like unfinished stairs are like everything to me. For some reason, I'm just obsessed with that. And the lava rock. And there's just something about elevation. like a mental, a spiritual, an emotional elevation that's happening, a stepping up, a moving, a progression that's happening. And that makes sense. Aquarius is the sign of progress. Aquarius is the sign of the future. Aquarius is hope and wishes and friends in higher places. Excuse me. And it may have felt like a long time coming, but it's happening. Don't get it twisted. You will be progressing. Hydrate, light it if you need it. I left my bells inside, so clearing out any funky energy. Welcoming in my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. Thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aquarius season 2025. Mercury going into Aquarius is really going to help you plot out your future. And it's the future that you want. It may not be what the divine has for you, but I would rather you at least have a plan, a goal, an end game in mind, which most of you already do. And you be working towards that than you just be aimlessly wandering through the universe, hoping that the divine takes you where you're supposed to go. I feel like it's really important for you to be intentional about your goals, about what you want to apply your physical, spiritual, and sexual energy to. Because when Mercury goes into Pisces, there's this mind-spirit meld thing that's going to happen. And I just feel like you need to have it on lock about which direction it is that you're trying to go in life, ultimately. So let's get into it. For Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aquarius season 2025. I'm going to try to do this shit on my lap or on the stairs. Just breathe. I feel like a lot of your cards are going to come out at once. Though I would greatly appreciate one at a time. See what I just did there? That's what I feel like you're supposed to be doing. Like, okay, I'm intuiting that this is going to happen, but universe, I just want to let you know this is what I would prefer. Just putting that out there. This is what I would prefer. This is what I'm going to start working towards. But whatever you got for me, all right, let's go. Let's get it. Oh, somebody's cooking. All right, first card out. Interesting. The Knight of Wands reversed. So Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aquarius season 2025. The first thing to be clarified on the Selenite throne is your relationship to your fucking pace. You've got to slow down, babe. And that's what that Mars retrograde in Sagittarius was trying to teach you. And I feel like that's what is being integrated in the lessons from that retrograde, the lessons from that slowdown are being processed in Aquarius season. Some of you may start to notice how angry you are, how much rage is actually in you. Some of you may start to some of you have been going through grief, and you enter the angry phase of grief, and you don't need to rush through that. You don't need to try to woo woo God kumbaya your way out of your anger. Anger is important. And if you find yourself being angry with God, you need to have that conversation. Don't be afraid to say what needs to be said, to express your anger, your frustration with the God of your understanding. Don't be afraid to say what needs to be said to the divine about how angry you are that something didn't work out, or something was removed for you or from you, or something was taken, or something didn't end up how you thought it was going to be. Don't do the air sign thing where you just keep it moving, that air sign, fire sign thing, where you just keep it moving, keep it pushing, you just keep on trucking and miss out on feeling the fullness of your feelings. Some of you have been boldly going in the wrong direction. And that's what the divine is really trying to have you look at. There may be someone with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements that's being very combative, argumentative. Some of you may be recovering from the fact that someone left. Some of you may be recovering from the fact that you haven't even processed the anger about them leaving, or about the loss, about the grief. Anger lets you know when you've been violated in some sort of way, when a boundary's been crossed, and it feels really important. Even if you find yourself wanting to cuss God out, you have that conversation with God. You have to have that conversation. You have to let the emotions out. I feel like that's how you really build a relationship with the divine. Not just this, because that's the thing. I don't know. This is just me. Granted, I've been like real close with God since I was a kid. But I feel like I've been able to build that conversational connection to the point where I'm not suggesting any of you do it, but I have cussed God the fuck out. I have demanded things. And I don't think everybody can roll like that. But I do suggest you build your relationship so strongly with the God of your understanding, you converse so frequently with the God of your understanding, that like it's just like, hey God, me again. You know what I mean? Just wanted to point this thing. Just wanted to talk to you about this. Just wanted to I need some 2 cents about this. I need to vent about this. I need to converse, build a conversational relationship with the God of your understanding. That feels imperative. Watch it change your life when you start talking to the divine the way that you talk to your bestie. I mean, put some reverence on that shit. Don't play. But I think you feel me. There's just something about building a more personal relationship. And I think it's your anger that gets you there. It's the slowdown, it's the anger, it's the anger that's been welling up, the disappointment that's been welling up. I feel like some of you have been dealing with somebody that's selfish. Some of you have been dealing with somebody that is very, does not have control of their emotions. Someone who is combative for the sake of fighting for the sake of fighting. And I hope you remove yourself from that connection, or you take steps back, or you do your part to realize that that wasn't really for you. And you do your part to release that energy and let it go. Please continue for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aquarius season 2025. That Page of Cups has flashed out at me a bunch of times. Some of y'all, there may be a new boo, new feelings. Don't distract yourself. I feel like you still, The Knight of Wands reversed and the Knight of Swords. And look how they're charging towards each other. The above is of the below, and the below is of the above. There is some radical shift of the mind that happens when you acknowledge that aspect of yourself that is selfish, that aspect of yourself that is combative and angry and superficial. When you acknowledge that part of yourself that wants what it wants because it just wants those things, versus understanding that God don't play about you and is going to give you what is divinely assigned to you. The Knight of Swords is like, yo, some of y'all got to check your tone. Some of y'all have to really, really check in with how much armor you have on. I feel like whoever you're arguing with, you guys are, it's like your armor is just clashing with each other. It's like I literally hear like a bang, like that, like clashing of cymbals. It's just like this metal, like contorted metal just clashing against each other. It's like I'm armored up, you're armored up. Let's joust. Let's duel it out. You know, and so there could be someone with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements that you're experiencing some kind of combative nature with. But I also feel like the two knights coming out together lets you know that something is happening this season where you're going to start to see the difference between a knight and a king. You're going to start to see who's on what level energetically and spiritually. And I feel like you guys are getting to a point where you're going to start really understanding, damn, I thought you were a king. Damn, I thought you were an emperor. But you just a knight. A knight in emperor's clothes. That's a shirt. Oh, I'm sitting on stuff that is very uncomfortable. God, and whoever is cooking, shit smells so good. The Knight of Swords also is not just a radical shift in the mind. I feel like there is a part of you that's clashing in regards to what direction. Like I feel like your spirit has been going full force in one direction and your mind is going full force in another direction. And so I just heard Natalie Imbruglia's Torn. Nothing's right, I'm torn. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm cold and I'm ashamed, lying naked on the floor. Illusion never changed into something real. Wide awake and I can see the perfect sky is torn. You are really, I'm already torn. You may be torn, but you are not broken. You may be torn, but you are not broken. Do with that what you will. The Queen of Wands. Sorry for mic noises. This is a lot of people. Some of y'all, I can already tell, got too many cooks in the fucking kitchen. But I do feel like this Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placement person in your life is stepping their game up in some sort of way, going from the Knight to the Queen. So there could be just more emotional investment that's happening. There could be this person is stepping their game up in your life. This person is maturing a bit. But I feel like this is actually you. When you face your anger and you acknowledge the combative nature that's inside of you, the conflictual nature that's inside of you, and you slow down enough to see it, all of a sudden you're going to realize there's a lot of information for me to get out of this. There's a whole new vision. There's a whole new direction. Remembering who the fuck you are. Getting to a point where you start to feel like yourself more. You start to feel more powerful. You start to feel attractive and popular and compassionate and aware, powerful, ambitious, capable. I feel like by way of acknowledging your anger, it provides the vision. It tells you where to go next. It's like the clouds part. I feel like music is really important for you guys. Pay attention to the music that you're playing and see how it's programming your moods. See how it's influencing your moods. If you're sad and you listen to stuff that makes you more sad because you need that catharsis and you need to get it out, all right, go with it. But if you're feeling okay and then you put some angry music on, or you put some, like, just pay attention to the way that music influences you this season. That feels important. And I want you to be careful of listening to very low vibrational music. I want you to be careful about listening to things that just bring your energy down and down and down. If you can't get there yourself and you need some music to like produce a good cry, so be it. But if you've already gotten the good cry out, if you've already, I just want you to be careful that you're not exacerbating a situation. Just be careful. Final two cards, final two messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon. Because Aquarius season is leading you to a place of surrendering, leading you to a place of being guided, leading you to a place of needing to lean into your divine feminine energy, trust the God of your understanding so you can be poured into. The divine wants to pour into you so that you can make right decisions quickly. The divine wants to give you this fluidity that you haven't had access to previously. The divine wants to put you in a position where you feel faithful enough to be led, not by your logic, but by the God of your understanding, led by the divine, paying attention to your astrology, paying attention to your intuition, paying attention to what the divine has to tell you so that you can get comfortable in your vulnerability. And that's the thing. Some of you are so hungry for intimacy and you're seeking it externally when the divine is like, yo, the intimacy, the fulfillment, the closeness, that sweetness, the romance that you've been searching for has been with God the whole time, has been with the divine the whole time. All you had to do was stop seeking it externally and remember to go back to the source. And that requires a surrender. For those of you that do have a plan or a vision, I feel like you're so much closer than you think that you are. Magic is all around you, and it's important to pay attention to your words. Words are spells. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. Check yourself. Don't, before you wreck yourself. I'm already excited to clarify these cards and see who all these fucking people are. And we're going to do that over on The Plunge, over on Patreon, patreon.com/JustJEverything. Over there, we're going to clarify all these cards. There's all kinds of astrological content. There's a tier for daily readings as well. So check out my Patreon, patreon.com/JustJEverything. For free shit, check out my InstaSham2222. JustJ_everything. TikTok is at JustJEverything. And for other dope shit that I do, my website, JustJEverything.com. All the links are in the description box below. Final card, final message, please, for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I feel like your anger and you touching your anger, you acknowledging your anger, takes you somewhere. It puts you in a position where you finally get harmony in the realm of your mind. You finally can figure out, damn, I need to turn my back on this. I need to be done. I need to get out of this situation that you're asked. No, you shouldn't be in anymore. There may be somebody else with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements that is either helping you in this path forward or helping you get out of that current mindset. There's something about a lot of you are being guided to take what is of value and move forward or get out of a situation. Stop keeping yourself in this place of stagnation. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Swords. So there is this huge changing in the realm of the mind. There is I feel like a lot of you, your mind has betrayed you in a way. Your thought process has betrayed you. And that's a lot of what that full moon in Gemini, I feel like, came to teach us, that in some sort of way, a certain outlet, a certain outlook, a mindset, a thought process, a way of communicating had been betraying us. And it had to be released. And it had to be acknowledged first before it could be released. And so whilst being in that place of acknowledgement, I think now the release and then the integration of all of that awareness is really going to start to settle in. And you're going to start to see how being caught up, I try to be all up in your mind, you being all up in your mind has just stolen from you versus being all up in your spirit, all up in the divine, not in your mind, you know? And you're moving forward. So let me zoom out a little bit. 3 core cards. So I feel like Aquarius season, which is this season of friends and friends in higher places, your friends mean a lot this season. There could be fights with friends. You could be seeing people's true colors. There could be just stuff going on around, this is not something I want to be a part of anymore. This is off brand for me. I don't want to be associated with this anymore. Or that those are my people. That's who I fuck with. That's what I'm about. This is the, the community that I'm cultivating. This is the kind of interactions I want to have. I feel like the company that you keep is hella important this season. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And the company that you keep, I feel like, plays a big role in the direction that you're going, and you finally letting go of the fucking wheel and stop trying to control everything. Because a lot of you already know you can't. So why waste any more energy? Stop that. I'm ready to clarify these cards. I hope to see you on Patreon. Actually, before I go, for some of you, there is a fire sign that is getting the fuck out of your life. There is a fire sign that has already left, and that leaving is facilitating a growing up, a leveling up in you. For some of you, there is a fire sign that fell off for a little bit and is now stepping up to the plate and is coming back around after a big change in their own mind, and is really showing up and stepping up in some sort of way. I feel like there may be somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements that is rushing in to like check you or call you out or let you know, like, hey, that's not the way to think about this, or that's not the way to go about this. There may be somebody with Aquarius placements that I feel like, oddly enough, is helping. Aquarians are stereotypically the least emotional sign in the zodiac, but now that they got Pluto, they're gonna be feeling their feelings today. So there may be somebody with Aquarius placements that is gonna come in and help like guide you towards this transformation, or some of you are just being cosmically divinely guided towards surrendering, letting go of the mind, and it puts you in this position where you can finally turn your back on the old dreams, the old wishes, the old thought process, and it puts you in this position to move forward towards acquiring harmony in the realm of your mind, getting out of these situations, thought processes, business ideas, business partnerships that you shouldn't be in anymore, relationships you shouldn't be in anymore. Some of you have been so hungry for a relationship that you have just been taking what you can get, so hungry or thirsty or desperate for connection, and the door gets slammed in your face over and over and over and over again because you're looking for a person to do something for you that only God can do for you. Period. And that's going to come up to change. Let's get into it. I love you.
For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.